Welcome to The Late Show. I'm your host, Stephen Colbert. For weeks now, the Trump administration has been trying to get the American people on board with the idea that it's a good idea to possibly go to war with Iran. I mean, we can all hear the drumbeat, but so far nobody's dancing. Maybe there's a good reason for what they want to do. Maybe they're just not sharing it with us.
Right.
For instance, somebody attacked 2 oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman, and now some of Trump's team are reportedly pushing for war, like National Security Advisor and Statler and Waldorf's love child, John Bolton.
Oh, wow.
Also,
Wow.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, who went on the Sunday shows to say he had proof the attack was by Iran.
There's no doubt. The intelligence community has lots of data, lots of evidence. The world will come to see much of it, but the American people should rest assured we have high confidence with respect to who conducted these attacks.
Basically, trust us. But his boss just notched lie number 10,000. Okay, that's like getting married and trusting your ring bearer to be Golem. So, Trump makes my hat so happy. So Trump is sending in more troops. He's already sent in a carrier group, right? He's already sent in a carrier group, and he's figuring out where Iran is on the map. And here's the thing. A firm response is a good thing from the United States, but the worry is that if you send more people into the area, if you increase the equipment we have, you increase the chance that something bad happens. Somebody makes a mistake, and suddenly you end up at war. Well, the big news today is something bad happened. Someone made a mistake. And I'll tell you all about it in our new, hopefully very short-lived segment,
America at what?
Things escalated last night when Iran shot down a U.S. drone. Now, it was an unmanned drone. It's just a piece of technology. This would be like declaring war over a downed washing machine. But it could happen. Remember, World War I started when an anarchist stole the Kaiser's toaster. Now, the two sides don't agree on the details of what happened with this drone. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said it shot down an intruding American spy drone after it entered into the country's territory. Well, U.S. Central Command says this was an unprovoked attack on a U.S. surveillance asset in international airspace. But who are you going to believe, Iran or the U.S. government? Is a question that used to be really easy to answer. One thing... One thing they do agree on is the type of aircraft. It was a RQ-4A Global Hawk high-altitude, long-endurance, unmanned aircraft system. Hawk, high-altitude, long-endurance. That's either a plane or a spam mail for a boner pill. So, make them say, wow, wow, wow. So, what? That is the laugh of recognition from people here. So what's the administration going to do? Well, today the president was asked about the situation in the Oval Office.
Mr. President, how will you respond?
You'll find out. You'll find out. You'll find out.
We'll find out? Mr. President, this is an international conflict, not the season finale of The Bachelor. Denise, you get the rose. Iran, you get invaded. Trump was certain where the drone was when it was shot down.
This drone was in international waters. Clearly, we have it all documented. It's documented scientifically, not just words.
Yeah. Scientifically, John, scientifically.
Wouldn't that
not just with words,
words?
Scientifically.
That includes...
Now, words aren't science. Don't believe me? Just ask theoretical physicist Albert Einstein. But even though they have Iran dead to rights with tons of evidence that they just can't show us right now, Trump was in a forgiving mood.
I think probably Iran made a mistake. I would imagine it was a general or somebody that made a mistake in shooting that drone down.
Yes, Trump understands that people make mistakes. After all, he's had 3 wives and Eric. Trump also took money from cancer patients, right? Is that what it is? I think that's the one, yeah. Trump also talked about Iran last night during a phone interview with Fox News pundit and face drawn on a thumb, Sean Hannity.
As you look at the geopolitical work up there, Iran, Russia, China, tell me your concerns.
Don't worry about a thing.
Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing gonna be a lie. But don't stop now. Now stop. Now. But the thing Trump called in to brag about was his rally. Now, last night I showed you the footage that proved that there was no overflow crowd in the parking lot during Trump's speech. So naturally, Trump lied about that too.
Outside, there were thousands of people. And, I mean, we were asking people not to show up. We were saying, please don't come.
We were begging them not to come so hard that they heard us before we even said it, and they never showed up. So that's a win.
Trump then talked about the feeling inside that definitely full stadium.
The feeling was, it was like love. But it's love for what we're all about, for the things we stand for.
Yes, they stand for love. That's why they're always chanting, "Love her up! Love her up!" Trump also compared his rally to football fans pre-gaming.
It was, in a way, a tailgate party for the country. Not for a team, although it's a team when you think about it, but it's a tailgate party for our country.
Yeah, it's exactly like a tailgate party. Lots of drinking and everyone cheering for a 300-pound man with possible brain damage. Trump says, how are you? Trump says his supporters weren't the only ones enjoying the game.
And even the enemies. And, you know, we have a lot of people that don't like us so much. You possibly have heard about that, Sean. I'm not sure.
I might have read about that.
Possibly.
I think I read
but
one
those people
or
were
two
even
times.
saying it was a lot. Some say they've never seen anything quite like it.
Not sure that's a compliment. How do you like my new haircut? I've never seen anything quite like this. That's truly a new one.